Good day, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. And for today's lesson, we will have our part two of our lesson four in the entrepreneurial mind. If you can still remember, our part one is about the design thinking methodology. We discussed the five-stage design thinking process. We also discussed ideation and the different ideation techniques. Okay, if you don't, kung medyo nakalimutan nyo na, you can click the link on the description for the part 1. So yun muna yung panoorin nyo kasi kadugtong lang ito. So yun, so for the part 2, we will be discussing how to gather a founding team and bootstrapping. So you have to keep in your mind na itong lesson natin is ang mindset natin is mag-open na tayo ng bagong business. Okay, so we are planning to enter or venture in entrepreneurship. And ang unang-una mo na dapat gawin is syempre yon yung mag-undergo ng ideation process or design thinking process. And after that is to gather your team. Okay, so yun. So, building a founding team, when you say founding team, sila yung pioneering team mo, kasama mo to put up or start up your own business. This is not an easy road to take. Yung iba kasi, di ba, parang, yung friends mo, inaya mo lang, tapos you're going to have your own business. Okay? Okay naman yun. But again, it is not easy. It is a difficult journey because every founder had to face difficult decisions during this early stage ng pag-startup mo ng business. Yung pagde-decide mo kasi to select your pioneer people is considered as one of your toughest decision that you have to take para yung pag-startup mo would succeed or not. So kapag nagkamali ka in your decision, it can lead you to fail in that business venture that you want to take or to succeed. Kaya sobrang beneficial at sobrang crucial din at the same time ng stage na ito. Though it's true that ineffective people won't hurt your company that fast, it will lead to slow and foreseeable failure. Kahit na sabihin natin na yung mga tao naman ng mga ineffective, tanggalin mo lang yan. Hindi na yan, or wala nang effect yan sa company mo. In the future, it can still hurt your company, lalo na kung startup ka. So, you have to be mindful of that. Now, okay, in selecting your founding team, you have to do these two things. Una, finding fit, and the second one is fill in the roles. First one is finding fit. Okay, paano yung finding fit? Find fit by filling gaps and attacking weaknesses. Sabi ko nga sa inyo kanina, di ba, sa part 1 natin, you will focus on your strength. So, evaluate yourself, what are your strengths? And possible kasi na yung purpose mo in life is aligned with that. Sabi ko din kanina, pero hindi mo naman din babaliwalain yung weakness mo. Yun, yung hahanapin mo na sa team mo. Okay? Marami tayong pinag-aralan na different kinds of people. Pwedeng yung gap or yung weakness mo would be, halimbawa, hindi ka magaling. Halimbawa, hindi ka magaling sa ganitong language, pero ang market mo is, for example, Japanese. So, you will find someone na who can speak the Japanese language, di ba? So, yun. So, that is how you find fit. You are going to hire people who complement your skills. Hindi pwedeng dahil kaibigan mo siya, i-hire mo siya. Kailangan nagko-complement pa din yung skills nyo. And would address your weaknesses and fill the void in the organization. Halimbawa, alam mo naman na towards person ka, di ba? So, yun. So, you will find the other one. So, yun. Kung alam mo objective person ka, you will find the subjective one. Para, alam mo kasi na yun yung weakness mo. So, at the same time, you have to fill that void in your organization. And yung skill sets ng nakahanapin mo must be complementary to you, ayan, at sa present na team mo para ma-maximize yung potentials of each resource. Kasi syempre, gagastos ka din dyan or they will be part dun sa income ng business. Halimbawa na lang, naghahanap ka lang talaga pa ng team, di ba? So, syempre may porsyento siya. O kaya naman, susweldohan mo siya. So, gagastos ka pa din. So, that's for the first one. And when you find the fit, You fill in the roles. Every startup hire plays a key role in any startup organization, for they form part of the organizational culture and success of the said organization. Kung sino yung unang manager na hinar mo, sino yung unang staff na hinar mo, it can they form or they can create the culture in the organization, and they can it can determine whether the organization will succeed or not. It is very crucial to identify what key positions and roles a founder needs to have for a startup. The answer varies on the type of business, but there are basically necessary positions needed in any startup organization. Ang mga first key positions dito is it could be the operations person, marketing and sales, or product manager, especially for businesses involving technology. So, and that's where you are headed, 'di ba? So, let's discuss first who are the operations person. Pwedeng isa lang to, pwedeng madami. So, yun. So, operations person, they are responsible for managing organizations day-to-day and long-term operations. Their job usually involves managing finance and accounting, employee management, business filings, and daily office routine. Ang operations person, so when you say operation, operating, 'di ba? Ito yung mga yung pang-araw-araw and for the long term din na ginagawa ng organization nyo. Usually, ayan, nandyan, managing finance, so yung mga related lahat sa pera, related lahat sa employees, related sa mga business filings, and so on and so forth. We have different persons under this. Again, yung iba sa mga, dahil startup lang sila, isa lang yung ilalagay nila dito. Tapos, kumbaga parang multitasker na, di ba? And slasher, di ba? Kasi parang accounting na siya, sa accounting na siya, sa employee, sa hiring pa siya, sa business filing pa siya, and so on. So, yun. So, but if you want to really build a team at maging effective sila sa kung ano lang yung i-assign mo sa kanila, better to hire the following person. First one are employee operations. Okay, they must be adept in the field of training employees, setting employee schedules, monitor and evaluate their performance, ayan, mga leave, absences, late, ayan, supervise employees in their functions related to daily operations. So again, if you have enough resources naman, you hire someone na lang, kahit isa lang muna from sa HR department or yung mag-aasikaso ng lahat ng related to employees. Next one is the finance, di ba? Finance person. The main function is to manage financial performance of the organization from invoicing, pag-release ng mga resibo, bookkeeping, accounts receivable, yung mga hindi pa nagbabayad, ililista nila, yearly budget allocation, approval of major and general expenditures, and other financial concerns. So yun, so basta lahat ng related sa pera, better if you will hire someone na may idea or magaling mag-manage ng finances. Okay, next is about the business relationships. They ensure sustainability. Thus, the person occupying this post is often engaged in negotiations, liaison between partners, and networking to gain favorable relationships and funding for future expansion. So, ito naman si parang public relations officer, parang ganun. So, they ensure na meron silang working relationship or magandang relationship with their suppliers, with their partners, with their future investors. So yun, so that is the operations person. If you can look at it, si employee operations tsaka finances, they are pwede silang from day-to-day na operations ng company, kailangan sila. Ang business relationship for the future, parang ang aasikasuhin nila is the future at the present, sustainability ng company and even in the future. So yun, so that is for the operation. We also have process design. They design and develop business processes and systems that will tailor fit to the business model of the startup organization. Yung mga process designer, they ensure that there is a support for continuous operations, which include monitoring and improving processes. Okay, and last one is the inbound communication. So to manage inbound inquiries sa loob ng company or guide the employees in their function concerning inbound inquiries and requests. So yun. So better to have the inbound communications person. Again, pwede itong isa or kung may budget ka talaga for your startup, better na kumuha ka ng team mo for the operations para iba-iba yung trabaho nila. Alright. Next is the marketing and sales. Ayan. So, ito yung madalas kong naririnig na problem kaya hindi sila nag-engage sa business kasi they don't want to sell. 'Di ba? They don't want to, di sila magaling sa marketing, ganyan. Why not? Just get someone na magaling dyan. Kung magaling ka dyan, pero hindi ka naman magaling sa finance, hindi ka magaling mag-discover kung anong product or software yung i-offer mo, why not offer or why not find someone na ganun naman yung expertise nila. So yun, so ano bang difference nila? Yung sales kasi, it refers to all activities that lead to the selling of goods and services. While about marketing, it is the process of getting people interested and informed in the goods and services being sold. Kaya when you say marketing, parang you are informing people. Ano yon? Paano yon? Through online ads, through the television, that's marketing. Pero yung sales, it is nagbebenta ka na. Okay, so that's the difference of that. Sales and marketings are two business functions within an organization that can both impact lead generation. When you say lead generation, pagkuha ng maraming client and customers, pag-generate ng mga leads and revenue itself. Syempre, di ba, lalo na kung product yan, kung wala ka na benta, wala ka namang kita, di ba? Or service yan, kung wala kang napag-servicean, wala ka din namang kita. Kaya sobrang importante ng marketing and sales. So again, pwedeng isang tao lang yan or pwedeng different people. We have online marketer, lalo na kung technology talaga yung gagawin mong negosyo. So you have to get an online marketer. Who is this? It involves functions such as email marketing, ayan, web design, SEO, paid ads initiatives. This person must be able to drive maximum return on investment for the marketing endeavor of the organization. So this is an online marketer. Whereas, if online marketer, so basta sila bahala lahat ng website or whatever, basta it involves online. Si events manager naman, kasi yung mga traditional, in the traditional setup, may mga trade shows yan. May mga events na ginagawa yung company mo para ma-inform yung mga tao, ma-market yung products and services that you have. So, si events manager, he ensures event details and implementation to run smoothly. So, yun. So that's for marketing and sales. Next, also for the marketing and sales is are the branding or public relations officer. Ano namang trabaho nila? Their task is to build networks and partnerships which provide venues conducive to build your good public image and brand image as well. So, ito yung isa sa trabaho ng marketing. But again, kung may enough budget naman, pwede kang mag-assign ng someone from this. Pero kung hindi talaga, yung iba kasi kahit na events manager nila, so yun na din yung sa public relations officer nila. So yun. So next are the sales calls or system setup or sales system setup. So the salesperson will do the pitch and refine your sales system. So sila yung tumatawag, sila yung mag-market via different basta different medium na pwede nilang gamitin para ma-market nila yung product mo. Sila yung taga-benta. Their main task is to convert sales effort into company's revenue. So, kung ano man yung maiisip ni online marketer or ni events manager ng mga events, ganyan. Si salesperson na yung or sales calls or system setup na ang bahalang i-generate yon para sa ibe-benefit ng company or ikikita ng company. So, yun. So, that is for the marketing and sales. Next is the product manager or engineer. Ano namang trabaho nito? He is the one responsible for leading a team of technical staff within a manufacturing or research and development setting. So ito kung wala ka pa talagang product or service, 'di ba? So hire a product manager or product engineer. This staff might include individuals that work in engineering and design, testing and assembly. So sila yung bahalang mag-provide ng products and services for you. Kasi ikaw, you will, kalimbawa, ano lang talaga, marami ka lang talagang pera and you want to build up a business at di mo alam kung anong product mo, pwedeng sila na yung bahala. So, ganun siya. So, yun. So, that is the product manager and or product engineer. We also have different roles of the product manager. They are the one who creates products, perfecting products, and identifying market gaps and opportunities. In creating products, the one responsible for making the blueprint of your company's products and services, si product manager yon. Their task is to develop, produce, or invent, and reinvent products and services. Ang number one na dapat na gawin ng product manager is to transform the founder's vision into reality. So, halimbawa yung founder, wala rin talaga siyang idea. Gusto niya lang gumawa ng software about, halimbawa, about events. Ganyan. Si he may want to hire a product manager dahil nga wala siyang idea doon. Tapos si product manager ang bahalang mag-transform nito ng vision na iyon into a reality. Next is perfecting products. They should have their hands full in ironing glitches of post-launch products and services and implement improvements on the designs. Lalo na kung nasa prototype at testing phase sila, 'di ba? Si product manager ang bahala to um, plansyahin. Ganun kasi siya. So, yun. So, um, i-check lahat ng mga for improvement ng mga products and services na i-offer nila. So, yun. So, perfecting products. Hindi yan kapag na-launch na, wala na siyang trabaho. Kailangan alamin niya yung feedback ng mga clients regarding the products and services that they have. And last one is identify the market gap or market opportunities. Product engineers should be able to foresee the next big thing and are responsible for keeping your business stay competitive in your industry for sustainable future years. Ito yung mga ano, lalo kung sa technology, kasi napakaraming bagong technology na lumalabas every year yata, every quarter, meron talagang lumalabas na bago. So, kasi minsan parang we think yung product manager, sila lang yung mag-create ng product. Paano pag na-create na, tapos na ba? Hindi. They will be the one who will sustain your product, improve your product, invent and reinvent your product, innovate your product. Lahat yun, trabaho ng product manager. Ayan. So, those are the key persons that you may want to hire when you are starting up your own business. So, you may want to hire an operations person, marketing and sales, and the product manager or the product engineer. Mahalaga yan kasi, kumbaga parang sila yung skeletal force ng iyong company. So, yan. So, next is, let's discuss bootstrapping versus raising money. Ma'am, ano ba yung bootstrapping? So let's define it first. In a company, bootstrapping is building a company from the ground, from scratch. Okay? With nothing but personal savings, pwede ganon. Or, if possible, the cash coming in from the first sales. So, that is bootstrapping. When we say, halimbawa, magbo-bootstrap ba tayo ng company? And ibig sabihin, wala kayong kahit anong resources. So yun, you will just start up your own company from scratch. This topic is concerned with how you will run your company. Like for example, sa kotse, your company cannot run without fuel. So at one point, you have to decide whether you're going to raise money or if it is possible in any way to start your business without cash. Ito yung isa din sa nagiging problem kasi before, yung mga tao ayaw nilang mag-business kasi sinasabi nila wala silang pera. Pero it could be possible pala na mag-business ka nang wala kang pera. So yun. So, let's discuss ano ba yung mga possible or basic categories of those projects. First one is, ayan, sabi dito, you have to raise money if the project is capital intensive. When we say capital intensive, hindi mo siya masisimulan talaga ng walang pera. Okay? So it has no other resort but to raise money from outside sources. Lalo kung wala ka talagang pera, so you have to get money sa external financing. So some examples are a luxury mall. So syempre yun, kailangan talaga ng pera nun. Online platform that will cater universities and colleges nationwide na syempre kailangan ng complex technology. Pero kung halimbawa online platform lang siya na parang for smaller market lang muna, it could be possible na wala pang kailangan masyado na pera dyan. So that's for the raising money. Kailangan mo ng pera kapag capital intensive yung naiisip mong negosyo. Whereas, pwede kang mag-bootstrap, pwede kahit wala kang munang pera, pwede kang mag-start from scratch kapag labor intensive. Yung nature ng project or business na isisimulan mo. Ano ibig sabihin nun, ma'am? You and your partner or your partners need to pour in time and hard work for a period of time but won't require a large sum of money to launch your product or service. Kung kayo as a team, kompleto na yung skills na meron kayo and abilities para ma-formulate yung business na gusto nyo, pwede kayong mag-labor intensive. Ano lang, dapat lang understandable sa bawat isa or naiintindihan nila na syempre sa una, puro paluwal muna kayo. Paluwal kayo ng oras, paluwal kayo ng skills, puyat kayo, 'di ba? Bago nyo ma-launch yung product or service nyo. So yun, so you have to they have to understand that. Kasi yung iba, di ba, inisip lang nila, gusto nila agad kumita. Pero hindi naman kasi pwede yun. Again, you have to choose between these two. If it is capital intensive, again, kailangan mo talaga ng pera. Pero kung wala kang pera, gusto mo lang mag-open up ng bagong business, better to think of a business na labor intensive. So for example, software development ka, 'di ba? So hanap ka ng nagko-code, hanap ka ng magaling sa ganito, hanap ka ng magaling sa ganyan, tapos you will do or you will put your time and hard work for that. So yun. So when you choose the second category, you have to accept that it will take more time and the issue of product or service standardization, kailangan yung mabigyan ng attention. So on the other hand, it will not require you na mag-raise ng large amount of money na medyo dangerous minsan, di ba? Kasi kapag nag-fail ka, sa pag-calculate ng risk, wala na din. Sayang yung pera mo. So yun, the concept of launching your project without raising money is defined as bootstrapping. So that is bootstrapping. So, it is good. Kumbaga parang dati kung hindi ka makapag-business ng wala kang pera. Ngayon dahil nga sa technology, kayang-kaya na natin because we are all skilled naman na. So yun. So, these are the advantages of bootstrapping according to Kotler, which he stated on 2016. He said that bootstrapping directs us to make money mentality kesa sa spending. Okay, dahil wala kang pera pang spend, so what they're going to do is magpo-focus ka ngayon on how to make money. Business model of companies running in a bootstrapping concept ay may mentality na mag-generate ng cash agad-agad. 'Di ba? Kasi syempre wala nga silang pera. So yun, therefore, yung founder and yung team are inclined on how to make money rather than to spend it. Kung meron ka namang pera, halimbawa sa capital intensive, iisipin mo ngayon kung saan mo gagastusin yun. Nagets ba? So yun, so kapag nasa bootstrapping ka, ang isipin mo how to make money. Kapag ka nasa capital intensive ka, ang isipin mo, paano gagastusin yon? You appreciate sa bootstrapping, you appreciate your hard-earned money and would love to maximize your time to generate more of it. It also allows flexibility and more freedom as it will not require you to spend full time raising funds, marami kayong meetings, ang haba ng meeting mo para lang magkaroon ka ng investors, ganyan. Kasi labor intensive kayo. So, yan, so that's the first one. Number two is you will develop a determined outlook. Kapag hindi ka reliant on other sources of funds or other people para mangutang ka at makapag-raise ka ng funds, nagkakaroon kayo ngayon ng strong sense of determination na it can benefit you greatly in the long run. After thriving in your early startup years on hard budgets, you develop a street smart mentality, mas nagiging madiskarte ka, di ba, in your business. Thus, will prevent you from becoming careless with spending. At dahil nga hindi ka nagsimula sa marami kang pera, ma-appreciate mo ngayon pag kumita ka na. And through that, um, hindi ka masyadong careless sa paggastos ng pera na yun kasi pinaghirapan mo talaga yun. So, yun. So, and the third one is, it forces unconventional thinking. In bootstrapping, it could sharpen your creativity of how to do things amidst limited lang yung resources nyo. Insufficient funds to throw at problems would trigger your creativity in ways to solve problems. Thus, kahit naman nahihirapan ka, mas mahirap to actually, pero yung situation mo would make you a better problem solver. Lalo na kung marami pang mga problem kayo na ma-encounter in the future. And last one is, bootstrapping teaches you that ascents are always preceded by descents or vice versa. Ascents means rise or promotion. Palagi daw yun nasusundan ng descents or taas-baba ito. Or pwedeng mauna yung pagbaba, pagbagsak, tapos after that, you may um, parang ma-promote or pwede ka nang tumaas ulit. So yun, so para siyang um, alam mo or maiintindihan mo na in a bootstrapping, you will experience little bumps or big bumps, 'di ba? So yun, so para kayong parang gulong na minsan nasa taas, nasa baba. So yun, so you will understand that. You will consider the fact na um, dahil wala nga kayong great cash in your account, so talagang marami kayong pagdadaanan na taas pa ba. With your resilience, ascents will come in the most unexpected way. So yan. So those are the advantages of bootstrapping. So I discussed this because hindi naman lahat tayo is familiar, 'di ba? Ang lahat tayo gusto natin pag magbi-business may pera. But again, you can start from scratch. You can start kahit limited lang yung resources mo. But again, another advantage is bootstrapping can keep you focused. It teaches you how to allocate your resources creatively dahil nga limited lang, and prevents you from being wasteful or taking anything for granted. Parang kahit isa lang yung bilhin sa'yo sa product na binibenta mo, thankful ka na kasi kita pa din yun. So yun. So these are the skills and traits that can make you a great entrepreneur. So yun. So that is, or those are the advantages of bootstrapping. So we're done with our discussion about our lesson 4. So in our part 1, I discussed about the ideation and design thinking methodology. So in this lesson, I discussed the gathering a founding team and bootstrapping. We also differentiate the bootstrapping and raising money. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you learned a lot. And if you learned a lot, kindly click like, you may subscribe on this channel and share this video on your friends and your classmates. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you on the next video lessons.